there's different types of documentary filmmakers, and some people like, oh, I've had a mental blank. Frederick Wiseman, his stuff was about like ultra reality, like in all of its time and concentration. For us, I think it's this almost opposite thing where documentary is this opportunity to elevate, like using all the mediums, that's why I was saying earlier that a lot of my inspiration for our documentary work comes from fictional cinema, because that's where all the tools are used to elevate people's stories. And there is something about, I remember there was when we were shooting Barbecue, we were filming with this woman in, one guy that we were going to film with didn't want to be involved anymore, so like, no problem. And we literally just started knocking on doors and found this woman who did barbacoa on the weekends in the local market. And we said, can we film with you? And she said, absolutely. She had never been on anything close to resembling a film before. And I remember when we interviewed her, and we actually interviewed her in Zapoteca, which is like, a not much spoken pre-Aztec language. And we asked her at the end, is there anything you'd like to say? And even though she'd never been on film before, she understood the power of the lens and the power of like speaking through that lens to the other side. And she literally, it's in the film, it's like, I want to leave a message for the women of the world. And I remember it was so striking because she said it in Zapoteca. And then our translator could only speak Spanish. So then she then said it again in Spanish, and then it really caused the translator to tear up. And then we had to wait for her to translate it into English. And then we teared up. And then eventually we got it properly translated again from scratch. And the guy who translated, I think from the University of San Diego, he teared up at it. So, it was this one word, this one thing she wanted to say, and it's become this thing that, she understood the power of the lens and the power of it to elevate. So for me, it's always all of these sort of this lush cinematography and every tool that I have that I can use to make things look beautiful, and then Rosie doing the sound and having them speak in their own language is to elevate it and to make everyday life seem like this cinematic thing. And that's where the music even comes in. If it has this rich score, I feel like it's this indulgence where we get to, everybody's life is cinematic. They might not see it as such, but I think everyone, like if only we could all have a film crew making our lives look cinematic. But I do get to enjoy the way we get to do that with people's lives, and suddenly the ordinary becomes extraordinary. And I think it's kind of one of the most powerful uses that you can have for film.